The remote Umarkot district in Sindh was the scene of a brutal killing. Rahmat Bibi is still aghast by the death of her son. Accused of blasphemy, he was shot dead on September 19th by two officers while under police custody.
This is my son with the red cap.
Her son Shah Nawaz, a doctor working at a local hospital, was accused of blasphemy based on comments published on his Facebook account. He surrendered to the police after proclaiming his innocence in a video.
People said that he had been blasphemous against the Prophet and Allah. He made a video statement in which he denied the facts and gave his address to the police. We cooperated fully, and when he was arrested, we were at peace thinking he was safe with them. Later that night, we received a call informing us that our son had been killed.
Dr. Shah Nawaz's father, a former school teacher, now spent several hours daily with his orphaned grandchildren. He was being questioned by the police when he learned of his son's death. The officers initially claimed Shah Nawaz was killed in a shootout in an ambush by his accomplices.
I was in police custody. It was 3 or 4 a.m. and the police asked me to accompany them. I asked why and they didn't answer. On the way, the police officer told me I should prepare myself for tragic news. I asked them if they'd killed my son. He told me he was dead and that I should go and get the body.
An investigation later showed that no ambush had taken place and the police had lied. Twice a day, the father visits his son's grave. On the way, he passes by the spot where his son's lifeless body was burned by a mob of angry villagers.
This is the place where my son's body was set on fire. There are even pieces of his burnt clothes. He was wearing a white shirt. An armed mob ambushed the car carrying my son's body. They dragged him out of the vehicle and set his body on fire here.
The grave is guarded 24 hours a day by 2 policemen, as the authorities fear that it can be desecrated. The family was unable to bury Shah Nawaz in the local cemetery. Several clerics opposed it.
Anarchy is at its peak in Pakistan. A senior police officer is a fundamentalist and is serving the country. He betrayed his duty and killed my son in police custody. We went to the police in full confidence and they killed him as if he was a bandit. Then they lied and said they didn't kill him, that it was an escape attempt.
In a historic first, Pakistani civil society rallied against the police killing of a man accused of blasphemy, a highly sensitive issue in Pakistan where blasphemy is punishable by death. In reality, those found guilty end up spending several years in prison. The police officers suspected of killing Shah Nawaz have been suspended and are under investigation. For this human rights activist who took part in the protests, impunity must end.
If we do not oppose this in Sindh, it will destroy our social fabric. That is secularism. It is in our blood. They will strip us of it. The police officers who charged us during the demonstration were chanting Islamist slogans. This shows that extremism has infiltrated into the state, which is very dangerous.
Just hours after our interview, the radical Islamic group, Tehreek-e-Labbaik Pakistan, gathered at the same location to honor the accused. The TLP presents itself as the party that defends Islam. It was behind the massive wave of protests that paralyzed the country in 2018 after a Christian woman was acquitted of blasphemy.
We stand with the police officers who killed Dr. Shah Nawaz and sent him to hell. They are warriors of Islam. We pay our respects to them by standing here in front of the Karachi Press Club. And we call on the provincial government of Sindh and the law enforcement institutions, especially the judiciary, to immediately exonerate them.
Here's our message. No one can silence our voice calling for the protection, the honor of the Prophet. In our beloved country, Pakistan, we will not accept liberalism or secularism that oppose the ideas of Prophet Mohammed and that try to attack his honor. We will not allow those who preach this ideology to move freely.
Pakistan has seen in recent years a rise in attacks targeting individuals accused of blasphemy, with most of cases based on false accusations.